Hello, it is Egg Fast Day. I know some of you are joining me on this because I have talked about it in a post and in stories. If you are new to an egg fast, let me just give you a little information on what it exactly means. So you are going to have a minimum of 6 eggs a day paired with 1 tablespoon of fat per egg, whether that's butter or mayonnaise or tallow or bacon grease. And you can have up to 6 ounces of cheese as well. I am going to refrain from the cheese. Mostly I am going to make one of Anita's recipes that has cream cheese in it. But other than that, I'm going to be eating eggs and butter, lots of butter. And you can have more than 6 eggs, eat what you need. I did a video about a year ago on this, so I can link that. I think I was having maybe like 9 to 10 eggs a day. So you're not supposed to be like restricting yourself. You want to be eating what you feel like you need. And I'm also going to be checking my ketones and my glucose this time around. I didn't do that last time. I'm trying to think. I'll put it on the screen somewhere. What were my numbers this morning? Oh, my glucose was 110, and I'm like, okay, that's high even for me. So I redid it, and it was 93. And that's why it's kind of weird. I've heard you could take a finger prick from, each finger and test it, and you may get a different reading. So I am actually on berberine to help with my glucose numbers right now. And my ketones were 0.2, which I'm not surprised. They're usually there, or 0.4. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm assuming my glucose will go down and my ketones will go up. I also want to add kind of the motivation behind this, of course, besides weight loss, was I am doing this series right now in the short form videos where it's natural ways to raise your GLP-1 numbers instead of going on Ozempic or one of those medications. So we are reverse engineering what those peptides or medications do, and eating eggs is one of them. So that is kind of what brought me here today. And who doesn't love a challenge, right? But what's funny is in my last egg fast video, at the end, I'm like, 100% like do not recommend anybody doing this. I'm like, I'm never doing another challenge again. And yet here we are. So I'm going to share what I'm eating. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I am going to make Anita's recipe, like I said, on one of the days. But other than that, am I yelling? Oh my gosh, I always yell. I get so excited. I am fasted and caffeinated right now. I swear, we need shirts made with that, you guys. Okay, let's get this day started. Started the day with a little butter munching. I did cook my eggs in 1 tablespoon of butter, but instead of using all the butter I needed for those eggs, I wanted to eat some plain. Also took my berberine and drank my electrolytes, and then it was time to make Anita's lemon bars. I made them into muffins. I also made some changes because I discovered that my cream cheese was moldy, and then the True Lemon Crystal packets didn't get delivered yet, and I was anxious to make these. So I actually subbed out the cream cheese for sour cream, and then instead of the lemon packets, I did 3 teaspoons of lemon extract. And the sweetener that I used was monk fruit with allulose in it. They turned out absolutely fabulous, would definitely make them again. Hello and good morning. Okay, let's recap day 1 briefly while I get ready for the gym. So when I finished logging my macros yesterday, I'm like, wow, Courtney, that was a lot of fat. And it has me questioning, do we really need to pair each egg with the fat? I mean, maybe if you're having 6, but if you're having 11, like me, that was a lot. But I'm like, okay, so do I just trust the process and keep going with what the rules are? Or do I pull back on fat today? And I'm not totally sure the answer. I will say I'm going to do some intermittent fasting because I still feel like good. Like I ate a lot yesterday, so I feel good. I still feel kind of satisfied. So we're going to the gym. I'm going to wait till we get home from the gym to eat, which will be about 12. And then I'll probably just do, my stomach just growled. I'll probably just do 2 meals today. Now, here's a few things. Okay, my glucose and my ketones were great. Like, did I say how much I lost? I lost a pound. So things are doing great. I was going to do this without doing dairy, but then I saw Anita's lemon bar muffin things and I'm like, okay, we'll got to try them. And they were absolutely delicious. I don't even know if I want to say the number I had because I did eat it knowing like, oh, this was a meal. So in my mind, like, oh, this was my meal. It doesn't sound so bad. But when I told Jeff last night, because he had a few, that I ate 15, like That's an aggressive number, but it all worked out. So I'm gonna make them again properly with the cream cheese and the lemon packet. So obviously I modified it yesterday. I'm gonna do that just I want to see what that tastes like. I obviously will have a few, but my family loved them so much, so they will eat them. And then I'm gonna try, she has in her little book that I got. Ooh, I'll show you that later. She has, I think it says lemon bars, but it's a little different. It doesn't have the dairy in there. So I'm going to do that and see how those are, because the lemon is just amazing. And then I'm like, okay, what else can we use? I have almond extract, which would be really good. Jeff's like, he's like, you got to make it into a loaf and do the glaze on top. Like, he was obsessed with those muffins last night. Yes, Hazel? Okay, so today's plan, I want to instant pot eggs, and obviously I'm going to make Anita's recipe again, but they were just too good. Like, I felt like I could probably eat those when I wasn't hungry. So maybe not the best idea for me, but absolutely delicious. So I just wanted to add a little something. I don't even know how to like word this, but I was talking with Kelly Hogan last night, and I was kind of just, because I was like, should I not be having this much fat? You know, like, should I trust the process or whatever? So we kind of got to talking, and just a couple years ago, she was 20 pounds heavier, and she looked great then. But, and she even said like she had even, maybe it was like a 5-year stall. I know that's not going to feel very motivating to some of you, but not everyone just does carnivore and gets to their goal weight easily and quickly. Some of us need to mess around and play with things and switch things up, and that's okay. And I just want to say that's okay, is because I'm also getting some backlash on this. Like, you shouldn't have to do this, blah, 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 blah. Like, they're criticizing me for trying this. And mind you, yes, I want to get to goal weight, but it's also like interesting, I think. Like, it's science, you know, to like experiment on myself, see what these do to my weight and my glucose and my ketones. So for me, it's data, and I think it's fascinating and it's fun. I don't know, maybe day 3, I'm not going to think it's fun of eating just eggs, but right now it feels fun and I'm just enjoying doing this whole process. So all that to say, it might take a while for you to get to your goal weight. And you know what? Don't let anybody talk you out of your goal weight. I get a lot of comments that maybe I shouldn't lose weight. Maybe this is where my body's happy, that I look great. It's like, okay, well, thank you. I know that's coming from a good place, but it's okay to want to improve our body composition. Like, it's okay that I still want to lose 10, 15 more pounds. Like, we're allowed to do that, because I will say having extra body fat on your body isn't healthy either. Like, having visceral fat, not good. So if you're also struggling to lose those last 10, 15, clearly, hi, you're not alone. And it's normal. And a lot of people, you know, struggle with it. And it might take some time. We just need to keep on keeping on, but also, what is going on out there? You know, be patient, trust the process. Like, the good thing is that we're continuing to do this, right? Like, we're not going back to standard American diet. Okay, I don't know what's going on out there. Honestly, I'm sure my body is hanging on to this fat because of stress. So anyways, I just kind of felt the need to like defend myself a little bit, because just the comments I see, like, oh, like, you're stressing over this and this and that. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm stressing over losing weight. I'd like to lose weight, and then I'm doing things to help get me there. I don't think that's necessarily like stressing over it. I need to take action. I can't just go about my day eating carnivore without like tracking. Like, that won't get me to my goals. I can easily overeat. And I was actually talking to Kelly about that too. She's like, I can't just eat normal carnivore, eat till I'm full. Like, you know, she also needs to track to keep herself on plan too. And that's okay. Not everybody has it, you know, easy and can just get to goal like that, you know? So, okay, I'm rambling now, but I just wanted to say, if you're struggling, you're not alone, and it's okay that we're trying all the things to get us there, you know? All right, we are off to the gym. So one day I accidentally wore my Crocs to the gym. I was going to change my shoes when I got there in the car, and I forgot. And you know what? I haven't gone back. I wear these on purpose now. All right, so this is my absolutely new favorite thing. I added butter to the pan, and right when it started to brown, I dumped my eggs in, added some cinnamon, and fried them up. You can also add a little bit of sweetener if you like, but the brown butter, it gives it almost like a caramely flavor. It was like dessert. So I just made Anita's lemon bar things again correctly, the way exactly how she has it written. I just tried something else. I scrambled 3 eggs with 3 tablespoons of butter, and then I also added in half a teaspoon of lemon extract. I cooked that in there to try and like cook off the alcohol, and it's pretty good. I almost think, well, I added a little water to it to blend it up. Did I say all that? So I had it in the blender to give it like this pudding, and I would say maybe instead of the extract, I would do fresh lemon instead of the water, or maybe like a mixture of both. But it's really good. I didn't use any sweetener. I have a little bit left in this one bag that I almost like, it's so little I don't want to put it back in the pantry. I might do a little sprinkle. Well, it's just on the floor now. I guess I'm not doing that. I wanted to not do dairy today. I am gonna have some of those muffins just to, you know, quality control for scientific purposes, to let you know how the original recipe is, but this is good. I feel like it needs a little bit more lemon, so I'm gonna use the little lemon packets. Like a fresh squeeze of lemon would be amazing. This is my first time using these. I've never even like heard of them before. Do that, and we're just gonna do a little sprinkle of this just to see what that is like. It's gonna be like dessert. Looks like slop, but it's gonna be good. It's really good. I'm gonna eat this. That way I'm not ravenous when those come out, because I only want to have one. We'll see what happens, but I want to, you know, be limited dairy right now. I'm only gonna try and have one, give the rest of my family because they love them. I lied about that I'm only gonna have one because I've already had one, but then I also need to show you one. So, of course, oh, these are really hot. I kind of messed these up. I should have scraped down the side of my blender, because when I went to go wash it, there was like a whole ring of what I'm assuming was this with some of the sweetener. Now, mind you, it still tastes very good and it is lemony. There's definitely a different flavor between those packets and the lemon extract. And I don't know if I like one better or the other. They're just different. The packets I feel like give it more of like a fresh lemon flavor, whereas the extract just gives it more of like when you're having a lemon muffin, because I'm assuming, well, maybe they use fresh lemon, but you know what I mean? I'm assuming that there's a lot of extract being used in those. So I like them both. Let's give this a look. And Anita says she likes these cold out of the fridge, that it gives them more of a cheesecake texture. They're really good. Even an orange extract would be good. And I already talked about this morning, right? Like doing almond extract and stuff. Jeff wants me to make a whole loaf of this and do like a sweet lemon glaze. Did I say that weird? A sweet lemon glaze on top, like kind of like the loaf you would get at Starbucks. Anita, you are amazing. Speaking of Anita, she's staring at me on my counter. Got her book the other day. So these actually, unless I'm blind, aren't in here. There is a dairy-free one in here, lemon muffins, that essentially, where did it go? Oh yeah, that essentially is it's similar without the dairy, and then like the sweetener and the lemon is lessened, I believe, or more. I don't know. Anyways, the lemon bars that I'm making are on her website, and I can't wait to go look through this. Super cute. I flipped through it a minute ago. Pizza waffles, yes please. Egg drop soup, which is actually like a really good idea. So she uses hers in water. So I'm assuming, you know, chicken broth is kind of cheating on this diet, but you know, make your own rules. I totally just spit, excuse me. Lots of yummy stuff. All right, I gotta go tend to these hooligans. Good morning, day 2. I have some thoughts to share. First, little update. Ketones were 0.6, glucose was 86, and I'm down half a pound. I'm feeling really great. But I've been thinking about something the last couple days. Okay, so clearly I'll share my macros up here from yesterday. I think I was a total, let's see, it was 6 eggs, 6 butter, and then half a batch of Anita's muffins I made, which ended up being, that was for me, 3 eggs, tablespoon and a half of butter, 1.5 ounces of cream cheese, 1.5 tablespoons of mayo. So that was yesterday, a little bit lower than the day before. But this has me thinking, this was a lot of fat, which is great and can be fine. It has me thinking about Maria Emmerich, how she preaches, a little bit leaner, and then the PSMF days, which is protein sparing modified fast. So instead of actually doing a water fast or even an egg fast, she promotes having like a lot of protein and then just dropping the fat. Another thing I've been thinking, so I'm actually going to be dabbling in this. I'm going to do a 3-day PSMF fast, I'm pretty sure. And besides that, I'm going to play around with lowering my fat because I've done a lot of just regular carnivore, so regular fat. I've done high fat. I haven't dropped my fat. I haven't played around with that. And what else I got to thinking was, I don't think there's one right answer. Everybody's different, but then I don't think there's one right answer for me. I think what the conclusion I'm coming to is we need to mix things up. Standard carnivore, like equal fat and protein, worked great for me for 45 pounds. I played around with upping the protein. I did higher fat, and that all helped a little bit. But now it's like, okay, now it's time to change it up again. Keep your body guessing. Because also watching Laura Spath shared yesterday that she has recently lost 20 pounds, and they touched a little bit on what she's doing differently, and they'll dive into it in another video, which I'm looking forward to. But basically what she's done is she went from skipping breakfast, having lunch, eating leaner, like she wasn't having ribeye, she was eating leaner cuts of meat, and then sometimes she wouldn't be hungry for dinner, so she'd accidentally be doing OMAD, and then she said she like kind of overate on dairy. So now her husband Chris has taken over her meals, which sounds freaking amazing. I would love that. If someone could just be like, here you go, here's like what macros you should eat, here's your food. So he's having her eat breakfast and lunch, having her eat fattier cuts of meat, pork belly and ribeye, and doing minimal dairy. So here's my thought. She's now gone from lean to higher fat-ish, and that's what's going to work for her because what she's been doing it started to not work anymore. And I think that's normal. Our body gets used to it, it adapts, and we need to change it up. So while right now, maybe doing this higher fat isn't going to be best for me and I need to switch, she's coming from where I'm going to switch to and raising her fats. Another thing this leads me to is Candy, Primal Bod. A lot of people are mentioning her program. And I kind of know a little bit about, she also thinks carnivores are eating too much fat. So her program is leaner cuts of meat. And a lot of people are having success. And that makes me wonder, are they having success because of this program specifically? Or is it because maybe they're coming from eating higher fat, eating ribeyes, maybe having extra fat on top of that? And now that wasn't working anymore for them. So now they're switching it up. So am I making sense? I think we might need to go back and forth from some of this from time to time. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think. But my thought moving forward is I'm going to switch up playing around with my fat. And maybe that will work. And then maybe I need to change it up again eventually. But I don't know. It just kind of makes sense to me right now. So for anybody that may be exhausted by what I'm doing and trying all these things, I think it's interesting. I think it's good data. I think it's good to play around with it and see what works best for us at that time. So I see some sirloins in my future. I see some chicken wings, more eggs, maybe even some chicken breast here and there. I don't know, maybe not, but some shrimp. So I'm going to play around with just lowering my fat a little bit and see where that takes me. I am also going to continue on with my intermittent fasting. I know they say you should do breakfast and a dinner and be done by 2, but I feel, at least for me right now, it's hard for me to stop at 2. I want to keep eating. So if I push off my breakfast and do a lunch and an early dinner, And by early dinner, I mean like 6, 5, like to eat dinner with the family. So I know they say you're not supposed to do that because of leptin, but you know what? Like I'm that's just what I'm going to do for right now. And then weekly 24-hour fast. I am told by one of my coach friends that that would be beneficial for me. And I was doing that for a while. And then kind of fell off. And the timing for that fast is supposed to be from breakfast to breakfast. So eat breakfast and then do not eat until the following breakfast. Back to the egg fast. This is the last day. I'm excited. I feel good. I could definitely keep going, but like I said, I want to switch up some fat. So I will definitely end today. My plan for the eggs today are to bust out my Instant Pot and cook some that way. I will share all about that when I do it. They're so good and they get gooey and runny and like super easy. They peel really well too. Can't forget to buy some butter because we are all out, but I might make some egg salad for Jeff. I was going to wait to eat because I don't have much time right now, but I forgot I have these little guys. They, bless you, my lady. Pickled eggs from Pork King Good. So there are, I don't know if there's like 5 or 6. There's 6. I'm gonna eat these right now. All right, guys. Oh, there's my little Instant Pot. Okay, I was gonna do Instant Pot eggs, and since I had those hard-boiled eggs already this morning, I'm just not feeling it, and I'm also, I don't know, I just don't want them. I'm just gonna eat fried eggs the rest of the day with cinnamon and maybe brown the butter because that was so good. But I just wanted to tell you what I do for those little eggs. What a mess. What is all this? So I do the Instant Pot. I use the trivet. I line as many eggs as will fit on that. And then I add half a cup of water. I cook for 1 minute on high pressure. I do a quick release and then an ice bath. And that makes the whites fully cooked and the yolks are ooey gooey and delicious. So definitely try those. I just am being lazy. Lunch, I did the cinnamon brown butter eggs again. Good morning. Just waking up. I just did my numbers, my finger prick numbers, and the scale. I'm so happy. This is an all-time low for me on Carnivore by 0.4. I beat my record by 0.4. So the lowest I got was 137, and I was 136.6. I forgot to do the math. Let's see, when I first started this egg fast, I was 139.1. So is that like 2.5 pounds? I need to wake up. My ketones were 1.9, which is fantastic. They are never that when I'm regular carnivore. They're usually 0.2, maybe 0.4 on a good day. My glucose was 77, which is also amazing because I don't even think I took the berberine yesterday, to be honest. If I did, then it was 1 in the morning, but I definitely didn't do it in the evening. Pretty freaking awesome. So part of me wants to like, in a way, like keep doing this, but I don't know. I just feel something is calling me, telling me to switch it up and lower my fat, which seems maybe crazy because this is working, but honestly, who knows? Maybe I just lost 2.5 pounds of muscle. Like, I don't totally know. I feel good. I feel like I could even keep going, but I'm wanting to switch things up. So I'm going to ease back into having food today. My arm's going to fall off. I will have more eggs. They recommend, like, go to ibreatheimhungry.com. She has an egg fast, like, article, blog, whatever, but then she also has a meal plan. So she talks about what to do when you go off. And it's like, if you're having 3 meals, you have 2 meals of eggs and then have something else. We're gonna be going to the gym soon, so I'll probably fast till we get home. I don't know. I'm actually feeling kind of hungry. Either way, I will have more eggs. I probably won't have the butter added. I think I'm just gonna have some more eggs. I did buy a filet mignon. It was actually cheaper than I thought. I mean, $20 a pound is still a lot, but I'm almost positive Costco's are $30 a pound. Maybe I'm wrong. I never buy fillets, but I thought, what the heck, splurge a little bit. So I'm going to have some of that and yeah, just try and ease back into it. Maybe some broth, make some egg drop soup. But yeah, I'm totally happy and pleased how this went. Stay tuned. At some point, I don't know if, what's today, Thursday? I don't know if I'll start this weekend or next week. Doing a little experiment with PSMF, and then moving on from there, I'll talk more about my macros. What I've done my whole carnivore career, if you will, was minimum of like 120 grams of fat, some days higher because of high fat, and I've lost 55 pounds that way, which is great, but it's just time to experiment with something different. So, hey, I just wanted to add something else. So I have my broth. Something I noticed, and this happened when I did the sardine fast, where you're like really being able to pay attention to your hunger cues, because there was so many times over the last 3 days, and even now when I'm allowed to have something, where it's like I want to eat something I'm getting for my kids. Like I was just putting some salami on a plate for Hazel, and I almost had one. It's like, okay, do I really like want that? Am I even like hungry for that? So even just having like a sip of their milk. So I'm realizing a lot of tastes and bites happen when I'm not even necessarily hungry for it, but not even that. Like we shouldn't be grazing all day. Like we really should just be having 1, 2, or 3 meals and fasting in between. So just the self-awareness on, just every time I wanted to like have a nibble or taste of something, like if I'm not hungry for an egg or a sardine, I don't need to be eating. This broth is so good. I'll share a little picture right here. They sent me a whole little like sample pack. Very delicious. All right, so that's it for now. Thank you guys for following along. Like, comment, subscribe, share your experiences with egg fasts in the comments, and I will see you next time.